Okay, so for this, I think for the first video, I forgot to mention that I do give Jessii V and anyone else who wants to permission to react to my videos. And again, if you're just watching this video, I have extremely limited editing capabilities right now, so this is going to have to be in one shot, which is why I'm doing the mirror thing. Okay, so in one of our videos, Jessii V asked us to tell her about like our ghost stories and things like that. Okay, and so right now I am 35 years old, and I graduated high school in 2001, and this took place sometime before then, like sometime, I don't remember exactly when, I'm pretty sure it was high school, so let's say sometime between 1997 and 2001, somewhere in that ballpark range, I don't remember when exactly. Okay, so for further reference, also, I'm doing this now because I'm currently house sitting in the house I grew up in, so I can do a story, or I guess share a story, and show you exactly where everything was. Okay, so growing up, I would frequently have trouble going to sleep, and at night, you know, I would still be up at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning on a school night, and seeing as how I went to school in like the late 90s, early 2000s, smartphones were not a thing. And we had dial-up internet still back then, and that made a racket. So there was also no going online in the middle of the night and you're like, let me go check my, oh, of course there wasn't even MySpace back then. So the only thing I had to do, or could do back then, was pretty much come here in this bathroom and read. That's like, you know, the books with the paper, yeah. And also this is the wallpaper that was original. Like, this house was built in 1974, and I think this wallpaper came from that year. You know, so I would sit in here and read, and sometimes my gran would wake up and realize I wasn't in bed. And her way of getting me to put my book down and go to sleep would be to bang on the bathroom door, and she'd be like this. Go to bed, you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you need to go to bed. Bang, 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 bang. Like, is anyone going to be sleepy and tired and feel rested after hearing that? No, like, she never got it. Like, I know she meant well, but, and also I know I'm not looking in the right direction. Please forgive me for that. So then, you know, I would be even more awake. Hi, Hermie. Also, I have a cat. Say hello to Hermie. Okay, so, hi, I'm not talking to you. Sorry. So one day, you know, I'm sitting here reading, I'm like, okay, time to finally go to bed. So I get up, and I head to bed, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm trying to. Come on, Hermie. And the cat's going to come with us. Yep, there he goes. So, you know, I was going to walk into bed. It's, by the way, it's pitch black dark. It's not pitch black dark, but you know the kind of dark it is? Yeah, we have random crap everywhere. You know the kind of dark it is where, like, you can see furniture and where you're going, but, like, you can't read anything and nothing has color, so it's, like, kind of staticky? Does that make sense? It was like that. Okay. So, you know, I'm walking to bed, and here's my room. Turn this light on. And can you kind of see? I guess you can. And, like, right in here, I could see this, like, figure of a girl just standing there. And, like, it looked like she had, like, let's say, maybe about this tall. I don't know. She's like a kid. And she had on a nightgown, or a white nightgown, white gown type thing. I'm assuming it was white, again, no color. And I kind of got the impression that she had, like, maybe dark blonde or dirty blonde hair. And she just sitting there, and she's like, she's down here like this, you know, she's just looking at me. I'm like, and I was like, and back up the hallway we went. Because I ain't got time for that. But then, like, you know, I came in, and I stood around the kitchen for a bit, and I'm like, you know, I really got to get to bed. So I sucked it up, and I went back to bed. And there goes the cat. So I went to bed, you know, didn't bother me too much. And then, I can't remember if it was like the same day, like it might have been I think it was a different night. So, again, okay. Okay, remember, I graduated high school in 2001. My grandmother is currently using my old bedroom for storage. So it looks, I'm going to show you this room to give you an idea of where everything was, because I feel visuals do help. But this is not what my room looked like back in the 90s. Okay, just to give you a warning. Okay, so yes, storage disaster room right now. But the furniture is basically, the decorations are a bit different. The furniture is exactly the same. So I was laying in bed on this side, I believe, and I rolled over, and I saw the girl just, you know, laying on my bed looking at me like this. I'm like, what the beep? And I'm like, and she kind of freaked me out, because she just like, I mean, what would you think if you're laying in bed and you turn around and you see a see-through girl staring at you? Like, you know, like, that's a little unnerving. And I'm like, so I'm like trying to tell her in my head, she meant like, you know, to go away, to cross over, to go to the light, or whatever. I don't remember exactly what. And she got mad at, I feel like she got mad at that, because then I saw her hair was like, oh, you know, like when you, those cartoons, when you see someone stick their finger in a socket, their hair goes all like wild, and her hair looked like that. And I'm like, you're trying to tell her, you know, it's going to be okay, you just need to, you know, cross over, go to the light, whatever. And then I never saw her again. Okay. And I have like, to this day, I have no idea who she was. Okay, and well, I will admit, like, sometimes things like that, while they always happen at night, hold on, I gotta make sure the cat doesn't come in here one moment, please. Hold on. No, back. Hold on. I know, pardon the really bad view here. Okay, sorry about that. Again, I can only do one, I have very limited editing capabilities. Okay. So while I understand our brains can sometimes play tricks on us, especially for like sleepy or tired or whatever, and so I'm like, maybe that's just something my brain came up with. But the thing about it is, I kind of mentioned her to my friend. I don't think I mentioned like a description or anything. I just mentioned like, hey, I have a ghost in my house, and my friend was over sometime later. But before I kind of made her go away, because like yeah, it was a good deal of time between the two incidences. And my friend saw her. She saw her actually in this room here, and she described her exactly. And that's my cat. And she also mentioned an older, like a man with a top, like a hat, like maybe a top hat type deal. Excuse me. And she had the impression that that was her father or something like that, father or father figure. I don't remember if I saw the guy too, or if I just remember my friend mentioning the guy. But, like, okay, and, anywho. Okay, so this house was, again, if I didn't mention, I think I mentioned it before, this house was built in 1974, and before, the land was a cow pasture, and before that, it was a sawmill. Now, I don't know if what it was before then, or if anybody lived on site, or who worked here, or if they had families, or if they had families over. I have no idea. As far as I know, nobody has ever died on this land, or, you know, because my grandparents, this is the first house, as far as I know, that's ever been here. And I've tried looking things up in, like, land records, tax records, land grants. I found nothing. So I have no idea what that was about. So yeah, that's my story, and hope you're at least somewhat entertained by it. Okay, gotta go to the third one. Be right back.